fold over 3 centimeters, press, do a row of straight stitching, then a second row of stitching 5 mils apart. Looks like twin needling. This is another version of hem, so we've folded it over 1 centimeter and pressed it, and then we folded over another 3 centimeters, the same as the last one, but this just gives a nice and neat edge to the inside. Sometimes on a finer fabric you don't want to overlook it, or you may not have an overlooker, and we're just going to do the same 3 centimeters all the way along. You can pin it if you like, but we're trying not to pin things. And we're just going to stitch right like a millimetre or 2 in from this edge, okay? You can check the size of it as you go. That's the 3 centimeters. Sometimes you find it might twist or pull. Back tack at the end, and then we have the same finish to the outside, our 3 centimeter seam allowance. If you've done any crooked sections of it, you can go back and unpick it and fix it. 3 centimeter hem, and then it's all neat on the inside as well. So if you wanted to, you could go back to the outside and do another skinny row or a wider row to reinforce it if you wanted to. You're the designer, you choose. So the idea is to get really fine double neat and fold here, as thin as you can be, and then just catch the very edge, so sort of like a couple of mils, 2-3 mils, and just hold it down with your fingers. There are feet that can go, attachments that can go on your machine, but I prefer just to do it by hand. It's really easy and simple, but it's really neat on just about any garment. You can smooth it down with your fingers, hold it in place. And we have it double neaten, and it's neat on both sides. Now for a more elaborate hem, I've just cut this one by hand to give you an example, but if you've got a really curved edge, you also need a separate facing. Okay, this one I've just done a fancy scalloped edge, and we're just going to stitch really close to the edge, like 5 mils in. You can face this section if you want with fusing or a violin to help it hold its shape, but today we're just going to stitch really close around here, and then we're going to fold it back on itself. Make sure it's lining up, not moving. So before we turn this one around, we're going to have to cut into these corners so that we can turn it around. And we're going to just cut probably about 1 centimetre apart so that this is going to fold back on itself. Watch that you're not cutting anything else on the fabric. That's why it's important to have a nice sharp pair of snips. Not too close to the stitching line, probably closest you'll go is probably 1 or 2 mils. Okay. Then I've overlocked the side of it. I'll turn it around. And what I might do is go and press it before I'm going to stitch it. So we get a nice smooth finish. So I've just press these curved scalloped edges, and what we can do is, see how it's got a nice rounded edge finish to it. We could top stitch all the way around it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do one row of stitching across here, which is quite higher up, and you can make it into a feature if you wanted to, or you could hand stitch the inside of this so it looks like an invisible kind of hem, but it's a beautiful feature. Okay, so I'll just hem this. It's a lovely way to finish off a garment. Of course, having this contrast stitching, there's a tiniest little crooked stitch it'll show. Okay, there we have it, and a nice scalloped edge. Okay, looks beautiful once it's up and done and on the garment. Something different.